Coming up on UCF Nightly News. Learn how you can choose your own driver in a ride-share app.
Find out what UCF aims to achieve during its 27th Annual Diversity Week.
Find out how the Knights spent their homecoming week.
And in sports, a UCF walk-on's dream comes true.
Nightly News starts now. Good afternoon and welcome to Nightly News. I'm Mackenzie Drigo.
And I'm Jasmine Haynes. Today is Friday, October 18th, 2019. Our rideshare service app redefines female safety in downtown Orlando. Nightly News reporter Paola Guzman tells us how women have a safer transportation option.
Ride-sharing app Safer focuses on the needs and safety of women in Orlando. The app provides empowerment and job opportunities for women everywhere. Safer's independent empowerment captain Renee Pitts says the ride-hailing system personally screens the drivers.
They do this extensive background check. I as an independent empowerment captain, I meet and interview every driver, so I get a personal feel for who they are, how they drive.
The Safer app also has a panic attack button which notifies 911 immediately. To make sure the rider has met the right driver, the Safer app has created a new level of security. There's a color system that provides a specific color to the rider and the driver. The transportation service also employs males if they pass the extensive background check. Biomedical sciences major Maddie Weaver says being able to choose her driver makes her feel secure and not threatened.
So I would feel a lot more comfortable, I think, if I could have like a woman driver. That for an Uber, like all of my doctors, they're women, so I like to have like women because I just feel more comfortable with that.
For now, the Safer ride-sharing service will be in downtown Orlando, available for UCF and Valencia College students. In Orlando, Paola Guzman, UCF Nightly News.
The Safer app also plans to offer parents an option to schedule rides for their children and is expected to expand more down the road.
A UCF student is accused of selling a fake ID to an undercover officer. 18-year-old Thomas Stiles was selling fake IDs through a Snapchat account with the username Shea Butter. Stiles and an undercover officer posing as an 18-year-old freshman were talking on the app and then agreed to meet up on campus Tuesday morning. They met outside Stiles' dorm room and that's where the police arrested him. When they searched him, police say they also found prescription pills not prescribed to him. Stiles is facing charges of selling fake IDs, possession of prescription medication without a prescription, and possession of a controlled substance.
UCF PD is investigating a potential vandalism involving hate speech. Nightly News reporter Kaylin Pickens tells us about the incident.
Yes, Jasmine, that's right. So earlier this week, this photo right here made its way around campus. It shows a sign that reads, "The future home of Chabad at UCF." Someone attached flyers to the sign that say love, not hate. Now that statement by itself seems fine, but if you look at the letters, you can see that the O in love is actually a swastika symbol, and the A in the word hate is the Star of David, which is a symbol in the Jewish religion. The flyers also lead to a website that shows pro-Nazi videos and quotes from Adolf Hitler. I spoke with students and members of the UCF Jewish community to hear their thoughts on the possible vandalism. Some are calling it an act of hate.
It's really bad, like horrible, that something like that is still even happening.
UCF students react to what they say is hate speech. Matthew Grimmer, a public administration major, says it's hard to say what the motivation could have been.
I think there's like this big misunderstanding of like what is actually going on in the world, what they think is wrong and right. They might have just had like a diluted childhood and were taught like the wrong things.
It happened on Alafaya Trail, right down the street from campus, where someone stuck flyers with anti-Semitic symbols on them at the site of the future home for Chabad at UCF. a Jewish organization. Rabbi Chaim Lipsker, the executive director of Chabad at UCF, says this act of hate tries to instill fear.
You know, obviously it's upsetting to have, we're in 2019, you'd think you wouldn't have these types of things to worry about, but it is here. Hate does rear its ugly head sometimes, and it's unfortunate.
I'm here at the location where earlier this week, someone posted anti-Jewish symbols on this sign. You can see that people already ripped off those signs, but if you look closely, you can still see the outlines of the swastika.
UCF Police Department says in a statement, they are aware of the flyers and that hate has no place at UCF. Matt Horn, a member of a Jewish fraternity at UCF, believes police will take care of the problem.
Our Jewish people are resilient and strong, and some hatred's not going to be tolerated by us and by UCF.
Reporting in Orlando, Caitlin Pickens, UCF Nightly News.
Today, the flyers are no longer on the sign. UCF PD says this is an active investigation. The rabbi I spoke with would like to invite the entire UCF community to their Shabbat celebration tonight at 7:30 p.m. at the Chabad House. He says anybody that wants to bring the community together and create love instead of hate should come out. I reached out to the pro-Nazi website listed on the flyers for comment, but they have not responded. Now, back to Mackenzie and Jasmine at the desk.
Thanks, Caitlin. EA is moving to the Creative Village just steps from UCF. UCF Nightly News reporter Carolina Tessuto takes us downtown for more.
The Downtown Creative Village is home to UCF Downtown and Valencia College. But soon there will be someone new in the neighborhood. Electronic Arts, better known as EA, is expected to make the move as soon as 2021. The video game development giant is currently headquartered in Maitland. The Florida Interactive Entertainment Academy, also known as FIA, is also in the Creative Village. FIA students and staff are excited about how downtown can change in favor of video game design.
If you look at other cities, in other states, all it takes is, one big tech giant sometimes to move to that city, and then you'll start seeing a lot of similar companies moving in.
EA actively partners with FIA for things like EA Day. FIA student Zach Carlins is excited for the opportunities that EA being so close will bring.
You can really make connections much easier now because most likely that EA is going to be so close, you're going to be able to have more guest speakers come in and speak to the students, and easier for the students in grad school, especially at FIA, to have an opportunity to make connections that way.
Right behind me is FIA. It's where the Masters in Interactive Entertainment is housed. And just a short walk away is where the new EA building is going to be. EA Tiburon currently employs 130 UCF alumni and 13 UCF interns.
1 in 7 of EA Tiburon staff graduated from FIA. In downtown Orlando, Carolina Tessuto with UCF Nightly News.
EA plans to move from Maitland to the Creative Village in 2021 at the earliest.
Have you ever thought about the odds of getting your dream job after graduation? Nightly News reporter Nicole Gonzalez shows us what Career Services is doing to help steer its students in the direction of their dreams.
All UCF students have in common: graduate and become an alumni. However, most students feel in the dark when it comes to finding their dream job after college. Jason Johnson, Client Services Manager at ADP, shares one piece of advice that lets job applicants stand out from the rest.
Be unique, be proud of what you're accomplishing, and set the bar for yourself. Yes, it's great to have mentors, and it's great to have that focus as to who it is that you want to actually be like or aspire to be, but nobody can emulate or be you.
UCF Career Services is encouraging students to be authentic, work on resumes, and find mentors. And while many nights are studying for tests and quizzes inside of the classroom, they should also be focusing on getting ready for the real world by preparing their resumes and getting ready for interviews. Alma Tovar, an elementary education major, says it's motivating to find common ground and learn from others in the field.
Hearing from all the different people across the same topics, it was really nice, hearing them talk about mentorship. I need to get a mentor. That's what I got out of this. I need to get a mentor.
UCF Career Services is hoping to pave the way for the next group of Knights crossing the stage at Addition Financial Arena. Reporting in Orlando, Nicole Gonzalez, UCF Nightly News.
For more information on how to get involved with career services, you can visit their website at career.ucf.edu.
Jasmine, it sure was a bit cold outside this morning walking in.
Yeah, you're right. I actually had to go back home to get my jacket. But Paola, can you tell us what the weather is looking like for the Spirit Splash today?
Thank you, Mackenzie and Jasmine. Well, today's temperature is at 70 degrees with a humidity coming of 57 degrees, winds coming from the north, and a chance of rain is 50% chance of rain. Remember to keep those umbrellas on deck. That's all I have for now. Back to you, ladies.
Coming up, find out more about the efforts made by the Office of Diversity and Inclusions to celebrate the UCF community.
And see how the RWC is making it easier to get involved. As the UCF community celebrates school's homecoming, this week is also a celebration of our diverse community. Nightly News reporter Jayla Wilkes tells us more about Diversity Week and the efforts made by the school.
This week marks the 27th annual Diversity Week of UCF. The school has found new ways to ensure all aspects of the diverse community are addressed with its new goal, empowering equity. Interim Chief Kent Butler says striving for equity is a way to ensure that barriers are taken down.
Well, equity is a way of ensuring that barriers are taken down, right? To make sure that everyone has a right to the opportunities that we say we are able to have here at UCF.
Butler says the ODI recognizes equity is not achieved by treating everyone equally, rather by treating everyone equitably. Members of UCF use their talents to illustrate equity, inclusion, and diversity. Behind me is the diversity wall, located on the main floor of the UCF library. Handcrafted by students, these posters represent various aspects of diversity, inclusion, and equity. Students like Nathan Kagulanu say they have grown to appreciate the diversity on campus.
I didn't necessarily come to UCF because of the diversity, but I've definitely noticed and became more comfortable and accustomed to all the diversity you have at the school. and I really enjoy it.
Spirit Splash represents the conclusion of the week where the UCF community will find themselves united at the beloved pond. In Orlando, Jayla Wilkes, UCF Nightly News.
The school continues to ensure that all members of UCF community have access to equal and fair opportunity.
There's a new app available to students, giving them access to all of the recreational and wellness center's services. The RWC To Go app is now available to iPhones and Android users to download on the App Store. With this app, students can sign up for group exercise classes as well as intramural sports leagues, look for sports clubs, and check when the RWC and the facilities are open. Downtown students can also stay up to date when the downtown campus RWC section. Coming up on UCF Nightly News, we will take a look back on how Homecoming 2019 played out.
And students are ready and excited.
So Jasmine, did you do anything for homecoming this week?
You know, I've actually been pretty busy, but I am excited for the football game tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I know I'm excited for Spirit Splash. Nightly News reporter Carolina Tessuto was out there earlier today. Carolina?
Everyone's ready, everyone's excited, but they had more to be excited about this week. Nightly News reporter Kyle Partain tells us about Homecoming 2019.
UCF Homecoming was this week, and students could not have been more excited for the week's events. The week started off on Monday with movie night, where students were treated to Disney's live-action The Lion King at Edition Financial Arena. The events continued on Tuesday with comedy night, where comedians Alex Moffat, Mikey Day, and Beth Stelling performed for students. UCF Biomedical Sciences major Lanaya Lee was excited to go to her first comedy show.
Well, I heard a lot about Mikey Day, and my dad's kind of a fan of him, so I think it'd be interesting to actually witness him for my first comedy show. It's my first comedy show ever.
Edition Financial Arena continued to host events on Wednesday with Night's Got Talent. The talent show boasted multiple exciting performances, giving students lots to enjoy. UCF Entertainment Management major Josh Gluck won first place with his vocals and guitar skills. Gluck was thrilled to be a part of the event.
I never thought I would be a part of homecoming, you know? I mean, coming in as a freshman a couple of years ago, it was always this huge thing that I never thought I'd be able to be a part of it.
Thursday night was concert night, featuring the artist Black. UCF kinesiology major Justin Russell thought the concert brought great energy.
Black was awesome. He came with a lot of energy, and he did an encore, and that song everyone was just ready for it.
UCF homecoming wraps up with Spirit Splash, a fireworks display, and the football game against East Carolina on Saturday. In Orlando, Kyle Partain, UCF Nightly News.
Students are revving up to catch some ducks in this pond, so I better get out of their way. Back to you guys in the studio.
UCF plays its homecoming game against ECU. Paula, what weather can the UCF fans expect to see at the game?
First, let's take a look at Florida's temperature right now. Tallahassee is at 71 degrees, Jacksonville is at 77 degrees, Tampa is at 80 degrees, Orlando is at 79, and Miami is at 86. Now let's take a look at the lows. The lows are 64 degrees in Tallahassee, Jacksonville is 69, Orlando 69 degrees again, Tampa 74, Miami 81. Now let's take a look at the 5-day forecast. Saturday we're gonna expect rain, so it's gonna be at 84 degrees, and the low is gonna be 73 degrees with 80% chance of rain. Sunday it's going to be 86 degrees with 70% degrees in the lows. Monday 87 degrees with 73 degrees in the lows. Tuesday is going to be a high of 87 degrees with a low of 68 degrees. Wednesday is going to be 81 with a low of 67 and 0% chance of rain. Back to you, ladies.
Thank you, Paola. I sat down with a UCF walk-on whose hard work has finally paid off.
And women's soccer ended in a nail-biter last night. They just like to watch you struggle.
Hey Knights fans, I'm Nicole Gonzalez and this is your UCF Nightly News Sports Update. Only 85 players on the athletic scholarship can be placed on scholarship at once. But in the eyes of the coaches, one specific walk-on player earned himself a scholarship from his performance so far this season. Nightly News reporter Mackenzie Drigo spoke with a UCF football walk-on, and here's a look at his dream coming true.
Tavo is proof that hard work really does pay off.
Now in his third year in the program, the redshirt sophomore earned his way up the UCF defensive tackle line. Coach Josh Hoople announced at practice on October 10th that Montalvo has been placed on scholarship. In this video posted on social media by UCF Football, Montalvo is celebrating with his team. Number 94 explains the feeling of his football career.
A lot of people fit under that category of being a great teammate, doing what it needs to be done, scratching and making opportunities for themselves.
Montalvo walked onto the UCF football team back in 2017. From playing football in high school at Tampa Sickles, he says UCF gave him a place to feel like home and let him grow in the game. He has been working tirelessly for the past 3 years to earn his spot.
Montalvo played in 7 games as a reserve in 2018, but now elevated to a starting role this season in 4 games, recording 10 tackles and 2 tackles for loss.
Montalvo says there are many other players on the team that deserve a scholarship just as much as he does. Many of his teammates think that Montalvo earned his scholarship.
He works hard. Y'all see he went from walk-on to a starter, and you don't just get that by just letting things go by. You have to go chase your dream and work hard for it, and that's what he's been doing.
Montalvo is added to a growing list of players that started out as walk-ons at UCF but have received a scholarship within the past 15 months. Reporting in Orlando, I'm Mackenzie Drigo, UCF Nightly News.
Montalvo says he looks forward to playing the game in the future and enjoying the meals he gets with scholarship. Remember to go watch Montalvo and the rest of the Knights as they take on ECU tomorrow night at 7 p.m. The UCF Knights took on the Temple Owls last night in women's soccer. The game ended in a 0-0 tie. This was the Knights' 3rd overtime game of the season. The Knights took 11 shots on goal in the game, but they were unable to capitalize on any of them. The defense, however, played very well. They held the Owls to just 1 shot on goal and controlled the game. Kristen Scott led the team with 4 shot attempts. The 21st-ranked Knights have 8 wins, 2 losses, and 3 ties. The Knights' next game is on Sunday against the Yukon Huskies. The game is set for 1 p.m. Another UCF player signed with an NBA team. Former UCF forward Chad Brown signs an Exhibit 10 contract with the Dallas Mavericks. Brown becomes the 4th UCF player to sign with an NBA team since June. Brown only played in 1 summer league with the Orlando Magic. That's all we have for our UCF Sports Update. Back to Mackenzie and Jasmine at the desk.
Jasmine, are you planning on going to the game this weekend?
Yeah, I think I will. I do hope that the weather ends up being nice, though.
That's all our time that we have right now. Thanks for joining us. Remember, you can always keep up with us during the week on our Instagram at UCF Nightly News.
And if you've got a story idea you want us to know about, send it our way. You can reach us at nightlynewsucf@gmail.com. Thanks for watching and have a great day.